Hi there, I'm doing a horrific vision run with 5 masks on here, and I decided to comment on it because it can be quite hard to see what's going on, because I am doing the run full first-person perspective throughout the whole vision. Okay, so here I am scrolling in, and it will be like this until we kill Thrall effectively. Okay, buffing up first. I like the Dubious Delight, which gives reduction to the crowd control effects on you. In case I mess up or something, it won't be that bad. Oh, and I nearly forgot to change my talents here. I like to go with Fell Barrage, because it, as you will see later, it will prove very effective against some big pulls to make them really safe. Also, the Essence of the Focusing Iris is best to pick here, and I get the Vision of Perfection, even though I've sometimes mess up with my Metamorphosis when I forget to use it as often as I could. Okay, I'm doing a very big pull here in the beginning. Make sure that all the mob packs aggro me. I'm still mounted here, and it also helps that the Temporal Distortion Madness is not active this week, because the risk of getting dismounted is much lower that way. Okay, what we saw just now was I popped my death cooldown as soon as I got here, Blur, and then used Fell Barrage and Essence of the Focusing Iris to clear off all the trash mobs. Those crawlers, as the name suggests, are rather slow, so they lag behind. Then what I did was checking which of the bottles is the poison and which one restores sanity. And here I'm checking for the crystals. One's sometimes behind the counter in the bank there, and the next one's here. Now I'm going to check if Gammon's there for the nice 10% HP buff. He jumps down behind me. So here you see the first challenge that comes with being in first person. You don't always know where the enemy is and if he's in front of you or not. But in time, when you do that, you will adapt to it and get a feeling for it. I'm doing the next trash pull here because I still have so much sanity. And when we kill our next elite, we will be full anyways, so better get them out of the way now. I also want to get the chest that's here. I sometimes do this mob pull after I cleared all the 4 side areas, but I think it's more effective this way, and I try to do the whole run without using one of my sanity restoring orbs. There was also a blue flask bottle thing there, which I decided not to pick because the next elite will get me to full anyways. And as I said before, if I'm not going to use any orb, it could come in handy right before facing Thrall, because I'm doing that right after the fight against Rexxar, and I could be missing some of my sanity there. Okay, I'm aggroing those mobs, killing some of them in the process, and engaging this elite right away. This fight was a bit strange, because I lured him away from where I'm going next, which is quite ineffective. And you also have to make sure that the decimator he casts right after charging doesn't hit you on its way back. It's like a boomerang. And on the way back it will drain a lot of sanity if you get hit, so always do a sidestep there. Okay, we finish him off quite easily, are full on sanity again, and now on to the next area. This week's madnesses are Leaden Foot, Booyah and Split Personality, which is especially fun when you're playing it first person, because sometimes you gotta do a 360 to see where the exit is of the split personality illusions. Okay, finishing off those here. I got the buff from the last talent in the tech tree, so they were no problem, even though it would be much better to take on the next elite with that buff, but oh well, we have to do without here. Okay, I'm getting knocked in the air by the burying tentacles, but it's no big deal, even though it's annoying that while you get knocked up you get the 11-foot debuff. Okay, I finish off most of those mobs and decide to pull the elite, trying to dodge his throw with my metamorphosis, but I was 1 second too early. But I decided to not finish off the burying tentacle because I had some AoE cooldowns up, which I would use on the boss anyway, so might as well cleave the tentacle down. Okay, now I'm looking for the next odd crystal here, and the split personality comes in. Nice. So we're missing 1 more crystal for this area, and it could be here, but it's not, so I'm going out again. For the people who don't know what the crystals are, and I find a blue liquid, which helps a lot to get some more time here. But I decide to go for the next elite right away because my weak aura shows that the buff is ready and I'm about to get it on the next few kills. And there it is. And with this buff up, this elite is actually a joke. You can just stand in the stuff, which you can't see anyway in first perspective, but he dies too fast to do anything, so it's no big deal anyways. Yeah, I was at explaining the crystals. The more crystals you get, the more corrupted mementos you can get in the end. And here is a nice Demon Hunter trick, double jumping and then fair rushing over the illusions. It's very close to do this, to pull it off, when the illusions are a bit uphill from your position. Oh yeah, I failed that one, the Touch of the Abyss, because I thought it would the mob would be before me, but it was not, so I couldn't kick it. But it's no big deal, at least we have eaten the anti-crowd control food here. Okay. Touch of the Abyss, I'm able to cage it, but then the split personality kicks in. I'm looking for a way out, but it's behind me, so I'll just have to let this one go through. But it's no big deal again, because I popped Blur, the death cooldown, right before. Okay, and now let's get this end boss done. He can be quite annoying because of his defiled ground in conjunction with the split personality. So you have to be very careful here to get out as quick as possible. Dodging the defiled ground again, and now he spawned ads which I could kill for the Titanic buff, which gives immunity to sanity loss. Okay, I moved a bit far away from the boss to get hit by one of those balls, but since the buff was up, it was again no problem. Okay, dodging the split personality here. Now we're going off to one of the easier areas. Okay, I'm seeing the crystal over there, so I will grab that right after I kill those mobs. Click the totem. Again, as Demon Hunter, very luxury that you can just jump up there. And those greater void elementals are quite tough enemies because they regularly cast the void buffet buff, and it gives 100% increased shadow damage taken, as you could see there when I moused over it, and it stacks. I didn't see my illusion coming my way there from the madness. Yeah, it stacks, so it can end your run quite quickly, and I believe it even amplifies the damage you take from your corruptions as well. So always make sure to kick the Greater Void Elemental, or to stun him, or do anything which prevents you getting more stacks. Okay, I'm doing a rather big pull here again, because I see if Hell Barrage is up. Waiting until the mobs come close a bit, then destroying them. I see my vision there too, the image which stuns when it hits you. And I kind of messed up clicking the totem there because I was too far away. Okay, but now we got it and can clean up the next trash ball here. The two big guys before the next elite, you can skip them if you run next to, right beside of them near the house, like you will see now. It can save some time. Okay, I'm checking for a chest here. Now I'm going to do the skip. Be very careful here that you don't run into them when you're fighting the boss. That can easily happen. And this boss is especially nasty in the first person's perspective, because you can't see where the waves are coming from. I'm just lucky dodging them there. And another cool thing you can do as a demon hunter is popping Metamorphosis right before his cast of the hopelessness comes through, so you can immune it effectively. Okay, no more chest of crystals here, so we're going off to the next area. Okay, I already have both crystals in this area, in the starting area. Otherwise I had to jump down to the right there and get the last crystal. Okay, getting those trash mobs, picking the chest, and going to fight the next elite. The next elite is also a bit of a pain in the ass, because you can't really see the swirlies on the ground, and they drain a lot of sanity. I tried to make use of the last seconds of my buff there, but it expires before I can really get some damage in. You might see me getting hit here by some of the swirlies, but at least he doesn't have that much life. And he restores us to full sanity now. Okay. Ironically, the burying appendages always last longer than the elites, because they go underground on all their damage spikes, but you can stun them to make them way easier. Okay, I got the crit buff here and picked up the crystal in this room, so we're only missing one crystal. Okay, here you gotta be careful of the dominators, because they can stun you with that cast, so better kick it and then concentrate on killing the rest. Yes, I always go into the buildings, because in some of them there can be some crystal spawn locations, and sometimes there can even be a chest in one of those buildings. Okay, focusing the Dominator again. I'm kind of missing my Azerite beam there, but they die rather quickly, so no big problem again. Now we gotta fight the guy who comes out of this building here, and the crawling corruption taking its time to get here. But whatever, just Fell Barrage and it's fine. Okay. I see my mirror image running towards me, so I go in already, not wanting to be cornered by it. Here we have the chest in the building and the crystal. Very lucky. So now we have both crystals, but I wasn't sure, so I go back checking if I picked the other one up actually, but I did. so that's a bit wasted time here. Eventually retreating to get there faster. I could also mount up, but somehow I catch myself not mounting up very often, even though I should probably. Maybe it's just too much fun to jump around as a demon hunter. No blue flask there, and nothing here in this room either. But there's the blue flask, so I decide to pick it up before the boss, because if he stuns you, it can drain a lot of sanity. But you can also manage by just jumping back and doing like a half circle around him while he casts the Void Torrent. Like that. Okay, and after his cast finished, just go in and burst him down. Through the shield, I did enough damage that he doesn't cast another Void Torrent again, and at least doesn't finish that one. Okay, clean kill. Nothing in this room either. So now, okay, don't need that. I'm full on sanity. Now I'm I can go to that last area, checking last time for any chests lying around, but there are no more to be found. Okay. Misha can be a bit troublesome when the split personality spawns in at the wrong time, like it does here, right before the maddening roar goes off. God damn it. But I'm lucky that the exit is right where I wanted to dodge anyway. Okay, right here to the left is another crystal location, but there's not one right now. Okay, finishing off the scarabs, jumping over the split personality to save an extra second there, and I want to get headbutted into those mobs because of the leaden foot debuff. So why not take the free movement the mob offers us? Another split personality here, so I gotta jump around it to get to the chest. And I check under the bridge if there's the next crystal, and it is in fact. So I have to jump down there after getting this mob done, triggering the scarab on the bridge. That's why I didn't stay with the mob here, because I don't want the scarab to follow me under the bridge, because it's always a bit of a clusterfuck, and then you're in the water and can't move properly out of the puddles you leave behind you with that one mask. And luckily I found a new sanity restoring vial here. Okay, same here, triggering the invisible scarabs over here, and then finishing off this guy with Fell Barrage and all the scarabs that spawned. Okay, checking for the mailbox. I still don't have the mail mancha mount. It's extremely rare, but I also don't always remember to get all the mailboxes done. So maybe I will get it until the end of BFA. I tried to jump over there, but it's a bit too close and I got hit. But once again I have the buff food, so it's no big deal to get CC'd once in a while. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job at evading his abilities here. Seeing that I have low amount of stacks from his poison, I just go in for the kill and ignore the puddles and the swirlies. This guy can be very annoying if he headbutts you off the cliff, so you gotta make sure after engaging him to get right behind him, so that he headbutts you uphill, and that way you don't fly across the whole map. Okay, engaging Rexa here now. I think I get hit by one of his traps. That's really bad, and you have to make sure to avoid it. Yeah, right there. I just sidestep into it. And I focus Huffer first, and Rougher next. And now all his ads are out, and I just AoE them down with the lens. That one survives with next to 9 HP, so I have to throw a glaive there. And with that, Rexa goes down. Still, I'm not full sanity anymore, because I took quite the hit in this fight. But since we cleared everything except the end boss now, I'm confident that I can finish it without using an extra orb. And I also left one of the blue vials right before the boss room, so that will come in handy now too. I just gotta grab my chest for the corrupted mementos for turning in the 10 crystals we found over this run. Which is also time to get cooldowns back, but I don't think that Metamorphosis will get off cooldown for the fight. But whatever, it's not necessary. You could dodge one of the hopelessness casts he does, but it's not mandatory. Just grab the orb. Okay. Once again, I'm going for his ads first, and he will always open with defiled ground, so you gotta sidestep that. And I often get hit by it, dealing with the ads, because I'm not concentrating on Thrall at this moment, but on getting the ads down as quick as possible. Okay, playing the mechanics here, going out of that. Cries of the Void, using Azurite Beam to minimize the sanity hit. And once again sidestepping the defiled ground and standing in the madness thingy that gives you increased damage. I can sit here quite a long time and dodging the defiled ground. That was very close actually, because I eventually retreated before it. Okay, I'm getting the... that was clutch, but I managed somehow. The dark, the slow from my corruption was really bad there. Okay, fire rushing out of the middle and dodging defiled ground once again. And with that, we end the fight, and we've done it. Quite successful run. And I hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two maybe. And when you have any suggestions which challenges I could take on next in those horrific visions, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.